Hello once again, welcome back to my Solidworks tutorial. And in this tutorial I will be taking you through the Solidworks training. So as part of this training, I showed you how you could use some basic tools to design a simple model in Solidworks. And for this particular training, we're going to make use of some tutorial, some PDF and exercise for to make our job very easy and more precise. So if you're my student, I actually drop a PDF in my WhatsApp community. So do well to download it, because we're going to be making use of that. So this is the material, this is the course material that we'll be using for this Solidworks tutorial. So this is actually what it has for us. For instance, this is the things that we're going to be designing. As you can see, as we keep scrolling down, it gets more complicated, but it is actually essential for your Solidworks experience. So all these things seems very complex to me at first, but with time, with dedication and consistency, I was able to finish them all, and it took me to where I am today in Solidworks. So I'm going to walk you through to as many as possible, and as I take you, I'm going to show you some things that you need to achieve all of these components to get your work done. So in this tutorial, we're going to teach you how to make this particular thing. This might look kind of complex, so this is actually what we're going to do today in this tutorial. So for the sake of simplicity and convenience, I want you to get this thing on your phone and make sure you tune into your WPS on your phone, so that you will be you are flowing with me as we design this thing together. And so for the sake of me as a tutor, I'm going to share my screen so that we'll see what we are designing as we go to Solidworks. So this is my Solidworks. So I'm going to minimize to some certain extent, and also minimize this to some certain extent, so that we're going to design what we're going to design. So this is actually where we are in Solidworks. This is actually what I'm going to design, and then we're going to do this right now. So now in this model, this is actually what we have for you. No, as I told you earlier in my first video, Solidworks gives you the chance to design anything that you want to do for your need. So you are not bound by measurement, space. As far as you have what it takes to design it, you can design anything. So now this thing now is a model in Solidworks. If you could ask me what is it in real life, I have no answer to give you. It might have its function where it's being used, but I've searched for it and I couldn't find any. But this is actually a model that can be built in Solidworks. So this is actually a 3D model, and this is the 2D. This is the 2D sketch. That is everything you see here. This is the representation in 2D sketch. Now these are the dimensions that it took you to achieve this model. So in this video, I'm going to make you to understand that there are many ways to achieve this model. Solidworks is not bound by a particular way. There's so many ways to do this thing. and all depends on the method that suits you. You understand? So if actually you wanted to design this, if you actually wanted to design this model using your method, you are actually liable to anything you wanted to do. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to design this model using a simple method, a method that looks very simple, and at the same time we're going to design it using another method, and that might look somehow technical, but it all depends on you. If you want to do the simple model, it depends on you, but the technical method is very good, especially for those who love calculation, and all those who are in engineering and you wanted to use you just want to exercise your mind, your calculation, your calculation capacity. This is actually another method that we can use. So let's design this thing and let's see what we're actually talking about. So I'm going to minimize this thing here, and then this is actually a SolidWorks. So this is our model, and this is actually our model I'm working with. So now this is actually what we have here, right? This is our model, and you can see that this thing has some layers of cylindrical model stack upon each other, like this one. This is a cylinder, a bigger cylinder, another bigger cylinder, another one, which form this particular model. Now this particular one is actually what you see here, right? That is, the distance from here to here is the same distance from this particular tip to this particular point you see here, right? So this is actually the representation what we see here, and it is the height of the cylinder is actually 80. So for the sake of our model, let's just name it 80 millimeter. So that is, there is 80 millimeter, and the distance from here to here is what you see here. From here to here is 40 millimeter, and also this place from here to this place is also it gives you a millimeter that but it's not shown to us, so we're going to calculate it to see what it means, and same as what you see down here. So this is actually the representation. Now I'm going to draw this thing, and let's see how it's going to do in SolidWorks. Now this is our SolidWorks. This is our SolidWorks. So what you are going to do for me is just tune into your phone, and ensure that you have your material, your course material with you, so that it's going to be more convenient for you. So I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm just hope that it's going to be more convenient for all of you. Now this is a SolidWorks. We're going to start. So as a SolidWorks trainee, you are bound to use any plane of your desire. There's no specific plane that you are indebted to. So any plane you want, you can choose it. So I'm going to choose, let's use a right plane for the sake of this tutorial. So once I'm in my right plane, I just right click, then I move to this item which is called the sketch. Once you go to your sketch, you left click. Now the right plane is now facing us, that is, it is now due for our drawing, right? So now let me adjust some things here so that we could see it clearly, right? So okay, so this is actually where we are now. Okay, let me readjust it again so that it's not going to disturb us that much. So now we are left with this model, right? We have this model with us right here. Now we're going to draw this cylinder, this first cylinder, from here to this place, and from our model we could see that it started from we're going to draw a circle, right? Then we're going to elongate the circle to 80, right? So let's do it in SolidWorks. Now this is our SolidWorks. So a cylinder, a cylinder begins from a circle, right? So So we're going to go to our command manager, and in the command manager it's our sketch. From the sketch you go to the item you're going to use, and in this item we see circle, right? So what we're going to do is that you click your circle, you come down to this place. You can draw your work at any point of your at any point you like, but for the sake of simplicity and also for professionalism, I urge you guys to start your sketch from the origin. So once you click from your origin, once you click, as I've told you earlier, you just click and do not struggle anymore. You drag your mouse or you drag your hand to any place you wanted to do. So for those who you are using your mouse, you just click and then you drag your mouse. Without just click, you leave your hand, then you drag your mouse. Then this is actually what it is. And for those who do not have a mouse, what do? Let me undo it. You just take your hand to your control panel, right, as I'm doing right now. So just do it with me. You click your circle, you take it to your origin, you click. Once you click the origin, right, you drag your hand in your touchpad, right? You drag your hand in your touchpad. It is as simple as that. It's very straightforward. Depending on the extension of the diameter, you just drag it to anywhere you want. Then you click your touchpad, and then that's actually how it works, right? So this is actually your circle, and once we're done with our circle, I'm going to give my circle a dimension. So let's go back to our PDF and see what it's actually talking about. So now we could see that in this point the diameter of this circle is 20, right? That is, the distance from here to this place is 20. So back to SolidWorks. Now I'm going to give my SolidWorks dimension. So as I've discussed earlier, your SolidWorks, we're working with millimeter, right? So I'm going to convert mine to millimeter so that we're going to flow in the same direction. So once we have done, we're going to return back to my sketch. So in this place, once you are done with this place, you just take your arrow straight to this point, right? You right click, you press edit sketch. Let me go back again. I actually went to this place to customize to calibrate my SolidWorks into millimeter, gram, second, right? Once it's been done, I cannot draw anything here again. I cannot draw anything here. It is not possible to draw anything. That's why it is actually giving us this particular kind of color. That is, it is not due for any drawing. So what you're going to do is that you need to edit from where you actually from where you were in your drawing. So you can actually edit it by doing it in two ways. The first thing is that the first way is you just make sure you touch any part of the sketch. Is going to highlight, you giving it a yellow highlight. Once you're done, then you right click, right? You right click. For you using a mouse, you right click. Once you right click, it's going to show you option to do what you want to do. Now in this option you see edit sketch. That is, you want to edit the sketch from where it actually is right now. So once you are done, once you want to show you just right click. No, sorry, you don't right click, you left click. So now once you left click, this is actually where we are. So we can now continue to draw our model. So what we're going to do is that we're going to give our model some dimension, and as I've said earlier, the dimension is actually due for 20 millimeter. So I'm going to take this thing to this particular point. It has highlighted. Once I'm done, you click you click your mouse. That is, you left click, or if you don't have your mouse, you go to that particular point using your control panel, right? your control panel. Then in that control panel, you click, you just touch your control panel. Once you click, you drag your control panel to any place you want to. Then it has shown you the existing dimension of this particular circle. So in our case, we have 223.07 millimeter, and we actually wanted to customize our circle into 20 millimeter, right? So I'm going to double click in my control panel, or I can do it by double clicking in my mouse at the left side. That is in the left button, you double click in your mouse. So once you've done there, you just backspace, then you click 20. Once you're done clicking 20, then you check this box, and then it is actually in 20 millimeter, as it was actually so now what is showing me now is that this sketch is now a defined sketch. That is, it has a dimension has been assigned to it now, so you cannot edit it any longer. It is not, so you can't edit any longer. It is 20. So if you want to re-edit it again and you click from here, it's going to show you it is over defined, right? So we're not going to over define it. It is okay to where it is right now. So the only place that you have the liberty to edit is from this particular point. That is, once you are done, you double click. Now from 20, you can now customize it to anything that you want. If you want to reduce it to 10, you backspace, you click 10, you check this box, or you can press enter in your keyboard. It is now in 10, right? So this is now in 10. That is, now you are in 10. I want to take it back to 20. You can do it by double clicking this point. You click 20, and then you check this arrow, or you click enter in your keyboard. So I'm going to click this place, and now it has returned back to 20. Now we have a circle that has a 20 millimeter in diameter, and that's actually what we want. So now I want to convert this thing into a 3D model, and it's going to be possible by you going straight to your command manager, and in the command manager you go to your feature, right? In that feature you go to your extruded balls base. That is, we're going to convert it into 3D model using extruded balls base. Now the model now has been converted to a 3D model. It's now in a 3D model, and the extent of the extrusion is 10 millimeter. So back to our exercise, we could see that the extrusion is in 80 millimeter, right? This is 80. From this point to this last point, it is 80 millimeter. So I'm going to go back to Solidworks, and I'm going to shift it, increase it to 80. So I can do that in two ways. I can either drag this arrow, and notice on this point, as I keep dragging it, it's going to increase depending on the length of the arrow. So I can decrease or increase. I can increase up to 80, and once I'm done, I stop. But if you want to get it to a precise point without you dragging your arrow, you can just click 80. Once you click 80, then you check this place, or you press enter in your keyboard. So I'm going to press enter in my keyboard, and then it is now in a 3D model. So this is actually what we have. This is our first cylinder, right? Now let me teach you something new in Solidworks, because as at any point in model, I'm going to teach you a thing that you need to know in Solidworks, that you need to understand. If not, though, you're going to run into a trouble that you need someone to teach you how to correct you. So now I'm going to delete this thing back again. I'm going to take us back to our sketch. So now you could ask, how do we do that? If you are conversant with my first lesson, you can do that in many ways. First, you can delete this thing from here by taking your arrow to this point, right? Then you could either double click. No, sorry, don't double click. You right click. Once you right click, it's going to show us the options that are available, and then in part of the option you can see edit feature, edit sketch, or delete. So I'm going to teach you what edit feature and edit sketch is as regarding this particular model, but right now I want to delete this model back to a sketch. So I'm going to take it to this particular point called delete, then I press my delete. Now this is actually where we are now. We are now in just a mere sketch, right? So now what do? I want to do something in this model to see what I'm trying to talk about. So from there, I'm going to edit my model by making sure that this arrow touches the circle, right? Then I right click, then I click edit sketch. Now these are edit sketch. Now there's something new I want to tell you. Now you can see I can bold my system, my Solidworks to any point that I want. Now in case you want to zoom your model, you want to zoom in or zoom out, there's actually a trick to achieve that. In your mouse there is a roller in between those two buttons, right? So you can roll in, or you can roll out, or you can roll in. So depending on the direction of the roller, it will determine the zooming of your model. So if I want to take it to a very tiny position below the file from us, just keep rolling your mouse and then it's going far. So if you want to take it back, you reverse the thing you are doing in your roller and it's going to take you back, right? So now another thing is that the zoom depending on the point of this arrow. If my arrow is here and I zoom, you can see, and I drag my roller, it's actually taking us somewhere different for where we used to be, right? This is not what I want to do. I want to make sure that the direction of my roller is actually where I want to zoom. So to the direction you want to zoom your model, you take your arrow to that direction, then you begin to drag your roller. You see, if you want to make sure that it is actually at this point, you make sure your arrow get to this level, then you begin to drag your mouse. So we are getting to that particular point. You can see. So literally this is where we are. So for instance, now you are using your roller and peradventure you are lost, you don't know where your model is any longer. You don't need to complicate things yourself. You just go to your Edge Sub toolbar, and in the Edge Sub toolbar you have your zoom to fit, as I did earlier. So once you are in your zoom to fit, you just click it, then your model will go straight to its origin. You can see the reason why every model needs to start from its origin, right? So anywhere you are in your Solidworks, once you wanted to locate where you are, it's going to take the Solidworks back to the origin. And thank God we did our model from the origin. So our Solidworks is back, our model is back to where it is to be in the origin. You can see. So these are just some a few guidelines that I need to show you, and now this is actually what it is to do it, right? Okay, and I'm sure that one is well understood. Now I'm going to convert this thing into a 3D model. Now that brings you to another new guideline. So this is actually a closed sketch, right? That is, inside is shaded something, a gray black. It's different from the graphics area. The graphics area is more lighter than this particular point. Now if something made me to go back to the command manager, and I click a line, and maybe by mistakenly or willingly I actually draw something here. You can see this is actually a line now. Now I want to convert this thing to a 3D model. Let's see how this line can affect the modeling of this thing into a 3D way. So now let's go back to our command manager. Now I'm in feature, I'm going to extrude as obviously. Now you can see it is supposed to convert it to a 3D model, but it's not converting. What could be the problem? What is the reason why? What is the reason why it's preventing? What is preventing it from modeling? What is actually the problem? It's this particular line. This line is a open sketch, right? It's an open sketch. It's not going to form anything. It's preventing it from working. The only way this thing could work is to make sure that this now become a closed sketch. And how do we ensure that this is a closed sketch? How do we ensure that this is a closed sketch? So now my graphics is showing me a sketch facing in this direction, right? Facing this direction. I want to make sure that this thing faces us back. So this can be achieved by taking your arrow to this particular point. Yes, once you are there, you just go straight to this point, especially this thing that is behind this that thing over there. You click it, then you click this thing. Once you click it, our sketch is facing us back. Now I'm going to, so you can either do it in two ways. You could either make sure that this becomes, you take it out by clicking it, by right clicking and deleting it, or you just make it a closed sketch. Now this is not a closed sketch. Now that is, it's not going to create any harm to this thing anymore. So I'm going to take it back. I'm going to convert this thing into a 3D model, and let's see what's going to happen. So back to feature, right? So now we could see this is now our cylinder. This is now our cylinder. But for the sake of this model, I do not want to bore with so many guidelines. I want to make sure that this is what we want to achieve, this without any interruption, right? So now let's just go straight forward. So I'm going to delete this thing. We don't need it. We don't need it in this in our outline. We just need to draw our model without anything interrupting it. Now I'm going to draw this thing to a 3D model. You go back to your command manager, you go to your extruded boss base, then from there you have now extruded to 80 millimeter. So once you are done, you check here, and then your model is now done. So new guideline, my mouse is, I can drag this model to anywhere I wanted to. How can I achieve that? It's very simple. First thing you do, what you're going to do is that you can do that in your keyboard by the arrow. You can do that in your keyboard by the arrow that is by a key in one of the keys in your keyboard that is showing different arrow in different direction. You can press it. Maybe to the arrow facing up, you press it, and then it takes it, it shifts it to that direction. If you want to take it down, you click it. If you want to take it side, you click it, and then that's how you can do. Or if you are using your mouse, you just hold firmly to the roller, right? You press the roller. Now you make sure you don't let go of the roller. Once you click the roller, right, you just drag your mouse to anywhere you want it to go. It's as simple as ABC. I'll do it again. You make sure you click the roller. Don't click the keys of your mouse anymore. You just click the roller, then you drag your our mouse to anywhere you wanted to go. Now to any direction of your choice, it is now working towards that direction, right? So this is actually what we do. So that is actually another guideline that I've shown you. So that is all for that. Now I'm going to continue my modeling. Let's go back to our course material. Now in the course material, we have another cylinder. This time around, the cylinder is a very big one. That is this one over here, and this is actually its representation. So we have a cylinder that has a diameter of 60 millimeter, and the height of the cylinder is 40. That is 60 by 40. So straight to SolidWorks. So we are going to draw the cylinder in on this particular point. So mind you, we drew our cylinder from our right plane, right? That is, this is our drawing paper, this is our graphics area from the right plane. Now I want to make sure that this surface becomes our graphics area. We're no longer drawing in this graphics area anymore. We are drawing on this particular point. This is surface where we're going to draw it from. So from there, what you're going to do is that you take your arrow to this point called sketch. Don't go to edit sketch. Edit sketch means another thing in SolidWorks. Don't go to edit feature, it means another thing in SolidWorks. You just go to your sketch. That is, you are creating a new sketch on a new plane, and this is our plane. That, in other words, this is our graphics area. You understand? In other words, this is now our drawing board. So this particular surface, it has become the place where we're going to draw our model from. So you just you go to your sketch. Once you're in sketch, you click sketch. Now our circle now has been positioned. It has a position facing us now, where we can draw our model from. So this is actually what it takes. So now this is our origin. That is, our circle is centralized at this particular origin. So what you're going to do is that to get the second cylinder, you go back to your command manager, and in the command manager you go to your sketch. Then you click your circle again, you take it back to your origin, right? You click your origin, you drag your hand to any place you wanted to, right? Once you're done, you let go of your mount, and then you right click, you go to your smart dimension, you click your smart dimension, you touch your circle, make sure it's aligned, you touch it here, you make sure you touch your circle, you drag your hand. Now it's showing us a dimension of 33.1111 millimeter. So I'm going to click here, that is, I left click, and I'm going to customize it to 60 millimeter, right? So I backspace, then I click 60. From there, I click enter in my keyboard, or I just click this button, and then that's all. So now we have achieved that. So I'm going to and zoom out, making sure that we have a convenient space so that we can continue our model. And I'm going to shift this thing to this particular point. Now we have 60, right? Now the next thing is to make sure we convert our model into 3D, right? So let me check what we have done so far. So I'm going to go to my ruler. So okay, let me take this thing off. We're no longer in smart dimension mode. I want to see where we are. You can see this is our first model, and in the model we've drawn it in this particular point, and the circle has been revealed to us. So I head straight to my ruler, and then I drag it to the point that I wanted to. So this is actually where we are. Now I want to convert this into a 3D model, and let's see what it's going to do for us. I went straight to feature manager, right? I click my feature, and then go to extruded boss base. Now the model has been extruded to 80 millimeter, but for the sake of this model we wanted it to become wanted to extrude to 40 millimeter. So you just go to here, you click here, you backspace, and then you click 40. So you click here or you click enter, and then we have our next model. Right, you can see the model start forming. So from there we have the big cylinder, right? So if you can check it very well, they didn't give us the dimension for this particular model. The dimension was not revealed to us, but from the knowledge of our mathematics, how do we do this? Well, what we're going to do is that we're going to sum everything like this together. We're going to sum this with this, right? We're going to sum it from here to here also. So everything we get will be minus by 300, and that's going to give us the dimension of this particular thing. So we're just going to go to our calculator and click on 80 plus 40, right? Plus 40 and plus 80, it gives us 240. So once you minus it from 300, it's going to give us 60. So we can say, and we are sure that from here to here it's 60, and that's actually what it's going to do for us. So back to our SolidWorks now. So as I did earlier, you go to this particular region, right? You click, you right click, once you right click, it's going to go to show your option. Then you click, you see your sketch, you click your sketch. Now the board is already facing out, so I'm going to adjust this point. I'm going to zoom out so that it's going to be more convenient for us. I go to sketch, then I go to my circle, right? Go to the origin, click it, and then okay, I do it again. I think something happened. Let me undo it. So go back to the circle, right? Now we drag it out. So from our model, we could see that the diameter of this place from here to here is showing us 100. Understand? From here to here is 100. So I'm going to customize our circle to 100. Go to smart dimension, you click here, then you drag it, and then you just press 100, right? You backspace 100, and then that's all. I've seen 100. So let's see what we have here. So go to your feature, extruded boss base, and then we are going to increase this thing to 60 from the calculation we did earlier. So this is 60. Click here, and then we have our model. So from here you could see that our model is now getting in shape. You can see that we are almost getting there. You can see we have achieved it to this particular level, that is, we are actually halfway done with our project. So you're gonna have to continue with the flow. So from here, what do we do again? You go to your let's go back to our exercise, and then we're going to draw this point. That is, our circle has a cylinder of 40 millimeter height by the diameter of 60, just as the same of this particular one. So back to SolidWorks. So go to this point, you right click your sketch, you go to your circle, you click on this point, Okay, so now it's giving us a chance to just click it without you need to draw anything. So if it shows you it's just like a presetting for you, that is, you can just dial in the diameter of the circle to take you to what you wanted to do. So for the sake of this video, we have 60, right? So you just click 60 and then you click enter. Now 16 has been revealed to us, right? So we know that we click 60, the circle has shown us 60. But if you want to reconfirm, that is, this sketch is just a sketch, it's not yet defined, but we know that it's 60. But if you want to define it, you go to your smart dimension, you go to this place, you click here, you drag it outside. We know now that this is now 60, right? So it's 60 now, and then it has turned to black, and it's making and hence it is now defined. So your feature extruded boss base, it is now showing us another model. So we wanted to extrude it to 40. So you just go to your keyboard, you dial 40, then you click here, and then we have 40. So the last thing here is the last cylinder that is over here. So you move to this place again, you right click, you go to your sketch, you click your sketch, and then you go to your sketch again, right? You just click here. So you're just going to dial in we're going to dial in 20. That is the diameter of that circle. So 20, and then you click enter on your keyboard. So this is 80, right? This is 20, and it's extruded to the extrusion is 60, just like the first thing we see here, just like the first one you see here. This is sorry, it is extruded to 80, right? That is, here is extruded to 40, now the next is extruded to 80. So now you go to your feature manager, you click extruded boss base, you just go here, backspace, then you click 80, and that is all. So you will see we have achieved this model, and it's as simple as ABC. You can see that it's pretty straightforward. There is no complexity in Solidworks, and as we did this, I ensured that some guidelines were being revealed to you, some steps that you need to take, and some steps that you will take that is going to affect the model. So as far as this thing is concerned, we are done with this model. So I think we've stretched ourselves in this particular episode, but we believe that it was worthwhile because we've achieved what we are looking for. So we're going to save this model. We're going to save this model in your Solidworks, and how do we do that? You go to your this place, you click it. Okay, that's not where you're going to go. I did a mistake, sorry about that. You just go to this place, your save, you click your save, then you name it to anything you wanted to do. So let us name it second model, second model. So once you are done, you save.